And we are back. The Oklahoma City Thunder got their matchup for round 2 in the NBA Western Conference playoffs against the Denver Nuggets, where Oklahoma City tied this series with Denver 2-2 in the regular season. So I think when you look at this matchup, it's going to be an extremely fun matchup. A lot of headlines here. So we're going to dive into a little bit of that today, go over the initial reactions, and then on Monday morning, we'll dive into the preview of Game 1 versus Oklahoma City and the Denver Nuggets. But of course, I got to hear from y'all and hear what your initial reactions are to Oklahoma City versus Denver. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys jump in the comments below. Join that discussion. If you're new to the channel, hit that like, hit the subscribe button. Want you to be a part of it here. You're part of this community, so go ahead and jump on board. But Oklahoma City versus Denver. If you were looking for a series that could provide a lot of headlines, this would probably be it. Denver has a lot of guys that can be absolutely streaky, and if they get hot, Denver has the opportunity to go out here and upset Oklahoma City. Although Denver at times this season has not looked like a championship team, this is a championship team and a roster that is currently built. Now, they did fire their head coach before the playoffs started. So obviously that is going to be one of the things that everybody talks about in the series is the head coaching matchup. Denver's intermediate head coach, if that's what we're calling him, versus Mark, right? And who's going to have the advantage there? And then you look at the headlines of the MVP, Jokic versus SGA. All season, it's been a back and forth. Some people still think Jokic is the MVP of this league. He's had a historic season, averaging a triple-double. And then you have on the other side, SGA completely being dominant. A lot of people think he and Luka got snubbed last year. And so you look at SGA, he's right there this year with Jokic. This series is, I think, really going to solidify whoever wins the MVP in a lot of people's minds, because it's a 7-game series. You're going to get the best of the best from that specific player. Now, if this is SGA, you can't afford to have a series like you had last series against the Grizzlies. SGA struggled a little bit. And we thought, hey, maybe this is going to be just a couple of those games that he has every 3 months or so. And towards the end, you saw SGA in that last game kind of put it together, show us what he's been all season. But in the playoffs, even though SGA can get those looks, they are harder because it's the playoffs, teams turn it up. And you're going to see a little bit more resources dedicated to Shai, and kind of like what we saw in the Grizzlies series, I think you're going to see here in the Nuggets series. The Nuggets are going to dare somebody other than SGA to beat them. So it's more important for Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren, just like they did in the Grizzlies series, to step back up and show everybody they can be a second and third string option to SGA. Sometimes a first when SGA is not playing well. And if they do that, Oklahoma's going to win this series probably in 6 games. You got to give the Grizzlies the Nuggets at least 1 game. And there's a good chance that they probably get 2, because I think Jamal Murray will probably just have one of those insane, crazy nights, one that you saw against the Clippers, but he'll probably have one here as well. So the Nuggets probably get 2 games, and you would imagine they're probably in Denver, because the elevation change in Denver is a very real thing. So Oklahoma City is going to need to win their home games. They'll need to still at least one in Denver, but I think Oklahoma City can do it. Now, I do look at the MVP matchup between SGA and Jokic. And I still think, regardless of the situation, Jokic is going to put up, probably in a 6-game series, 4 triple-doubles. 3 to 4 triple-doubles right there. People are going to ooh and ah over Jokic the entire series. For SGA, I think to go out there and make a statement, he needs to go out there and do what he's done all season. Go drop 30, 35. Go get you. Against the Nuggets, you've been averaging 6.5 assists. Go get you 6.57 assists a game. Go get you 3 or 4 rebounds. And then I don't think it's a question at the end of the series who is the MVP, because Oklahoma City will have be advancing to the Western Conference Finals, and SGA will have been able to do what he did all season against the Denver Nuggets, who a lot of people still think have a chance to get to the NBA Finals. And I don't think that's crazy to say them or the Timberwolves have that chance. I think Oklahoma City, unequivocally, the best chance to get there. But the Denver Nuggets and the Timberwolves are no teams to scoff at. They have the ability to beat you. So Oklahoma City has to be on their A game. Now, you look at one of the other storylines in this series. It's Russell Westbrook actually playing the Oklahoma City Thunder in a 7-game series in the playoffs in Oklahoma City. We haven't seen that yet. The first time that Russell Westbrook played Oklahoma City in the playoffs, it was in the bubble. And so, as much as I think Oklahoma City fans love Russell Westbrook, you give him your standing ovation at the beginning, but you treat him like any other player in the middle of the game. There should be no reason why Russell Westbrook should continue to get the love through this game. And that might sound like a hot take, but this is the playoffs. This is your chance to get to a championship. And as much as Russell Westbrook would love a championship, I'm pretty sure he would love for the Thunder to be able to beat him to try to get to that point, to get to the mountaintop. But this is an interesting storyline because there also might be some additional motivation for Russell Westbrook here. Because as much as he loves Oklahoma City, to be able to beat Oklahoma City to advance to the Western Conference Finals, that would just be, I feel like on his side, like kind of like a storybook there, especially if Denver goes on and wins it all this year, which then you've probably got the entire Oklahoma City fan base turning towards Denver at that point if they advance to root for them to win the NBA championship because you want to see Russell Westbrook get his ring. So obviously, I think this is an intriguing storyline because I'm interested to see how does Russell Westbrook's emotions in the playoffs against Oklahoma City affect him playing this game? How does it happen, right? Does his emotions get the best of him? And does he almost cause Denver to lose games? Kind of like what we saw at the beginning of the Clippers series. Or does Westbrook hone it all in, put it together, and help Denver get over the hurdle that is Oklahoma City? So the storylines, I think, are going to be all over the place. The matchups are going to be incredible. Oklahoma City's double big lineup, I think we really get to see what Oklahoma City paid for in the offseason in this series. I think this is the first series that you're going to see it truly come into effect and matter. Because this is where Oklahoma City probably would have lost last year in the playoffs, just like they did to Dallas. They probably would have lost to Denver. So I'm interested to see how Hart holds up against Jokic all game. Do you rotate that in with Chet? How does Chet hold up in a 7-game series against Jokic and Aaron Gordon? And then, of course, Russell Westbrook, Jamal Murray. I think, those two guys, if they have great series for Denver, it's going to be hard for Oklahoma City to win it. But if Oklahoma City comes out with that defensive intensity that they did in the first round, I don't think Denver really has a shot in this series. So I think a lot to look for. We're going to dive more into game 1 tomorrow on Monday. So make sure you guys tune in for that. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that like and you guys hit that subscribe button. We'll see y'all next time.